Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Warriors, we have got to talk about this whole thing with Hillary Clinton. Arrest Hillary. And we're going to add arrest Obama on top of it also. The whole scandal and more information has come out that will blow your mind. Before we get into this video, don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Select the all notifications. Stick around to the end. Let's go. Arrest Hillary Clinton. Okay, enough already. I looked through what treason, and according to treason, even if you were a president, you're not going to get presidential immunity for treason. So I checked on that. And then I looked at the pardons that former President Joe Biden issued. Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, their names are nowhere on the list. But, you know, he's conveniently pardoned pretty much his entire family. His son, his sisters, his brother, sister-in-law. Very conveniently did that. He very conveniently did that. And of course, he, pardoned Mark Milley and Anthony Fauci, that little enormously weird looking person. But in any event, we're just going to look at a little information here because this has even gotten more scandalous. All right, so arrest Hillary trends as declassified Durham annex links Clinton and George S. operatives to the Trump-Russia hoax. Now, this person and Hillary do look a bit similar. I mean, is this how she's going to look in 20 years? I'm just saying, in about 15 to 20 years. I mean, look at this. The article is saying, arrest Hillary. Yes. Let's do it. The declassified document proves that Clinton not only approved a plan in 2016 to fabricate a Trump-Russia collusion narrative to frame Trump and distract from her own email scandal. Remember those pesky emails of over 30,000 emails linked to Benghazi and the unaliving of 4 Americans. And all of that was hidden with the help of the Obama administration, Susan Rice. All of her tracks were covered. Even in testimony, James Comey admitted that, she sent secured information on a non-secure server. So the heifer got away with it. But will she get away with it this time? Arrest Hillary Clinton, but did so in coordination with operatives from George S.'s Open Society Foundations. According to the Durham Annex, Hillary Clinton's team discussed a strategy reportedly approved by Clinton herself to emphasize the narrative of Trump-Russia collusion via intelligence leaks and media amplification. You know, the media has been for a while now very sympathetic to the Demon Rat Party. Key figures involved included foreign policy advisor Julianne Smith and Open Society Foundation's official Leonard Bendaro, with purported support from the DNC and advocacy organizations. The intention, sources says, was to divert attention from Clinton's then ongoing email scandal by shifting media focus toward alleged Russian ties to her opponent. The intelligence allegedly emerged from hacked materials believed to have originated in Russian spy agencies and passed through Dutch intelligence before reaching U.S. agencies. However, investigators were never able to validate. I'm going to repeat that. Investigators were never able to validate the authenticity or accuracy of the communications, leaving open whether the plan was genuine, party fabricated, or entirely disinformation. All of the above. Disinformation, fabrication, that's what they did. They did all of this. It goes on to say former Trump administration officials, including Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, FBI Director Kash Patel, Attorney General Pam Bondi, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, spearheaded the document's release. Grassley has argued the FBI suppressed the information for years and failed to investigate thoroughly at the time. Patel described the annex as having been buried in a back room at FBI headquarters until recently discovered during archival reviews. The CIA and DOJ issued statements emphasizing their joint commitment to transparency and accountability in releasing the annex. all of this is coming out. This is getting juicy. I still say, although a lot of you don't believe me, I think something is going to happen here. Even if it doesn't go all the way to jail, at least at least people are going to know who these people really are. Some of the most severe Trump deranged people are not going to want to see it because you can't see what you don't want to see. And you can literally do this thing where you just block out all the things you don't want to know, because the truth is hard for some people, especially when it means that you were tricked, you were duped, you were hoodwinked, and you just can't admit that to yourselves. I can admit it about myself that I was duped. I can say, oh my gosh, I voted for Hillary. I know I did. I'm so sorry. I had to repent. 2016 and 2020, I voted wrong, and I was previously a Republican voter. I should have just kept voting Republican, although it wasn't a good idea with Bush and Romney and McCain. Not so good, allegedly. Confirms beyond the shadow of a doubt that George S., Barack Obama, John Brennan, James Comey, James Clapper, and Susan Rice all knew about Hillary Clinton's orchestrated plan 4 days before the FBI opened the Trump-Russia collusion investigation. And yet they went along with it, conspiring for another year and a half in an attempt to overthrow the U.S. government and the sitting president of the United States. In the email, let's listen to this.
It still is a question for anybody in our country. The absolute answer that the Russians interfered in our 2016 election, they did so to favor Donald Trump. They were much more involved, and aggressively so, than I think many of us had any reason to expect, other than what we knew at the time, that they had hacked into the DNC and into, other people's personal email accounts. But the real story here is that the Russians are still doing it. That is what is so troubling to me. We have taken no steps under this administration to rein them in, to warn them off. And even Trump's own intelligence leaders have told us that the Russians are very active. And, they're active in two ways, just speaking very generally. One, they're active as they were before in stealing information and trying to weaponize it, and in probing and being inside our election systems. We still don't have all the information about what they did, but we know that they are doing it again. And then they are very active in disinformation propaganda campaigns against candidates, and are using social media to undermine our candidates and lift up or protect Trump. So it was a really big deal. And I know people are still confused by it, but there's no question any longer. The Russians actively interfered in our election to help Donald Trump. There is no hoax.
She said it was very troubling about the Russians interfering. I'll tell you what is troubling, Hillary Rodham Clinton, is you. People like you. You can literally look people in the eyes with your demon-possessed self and just lie with a smile and still stand down on your lie. You're standing 10 toes down. You're buckling down. You're not backing up. You show no signs of remorse. She said it is still happening. And she said, I know it's confusing. No, it is not confusing. Okay, you literally said that they were interfering, and they continue to do so. But DNI Tulsi Gabbard, which I trust a lot more than you, said that there was no evidence of collusion. They said years ago when Trump was in office, no Russian collusion. The Steele dossier, made up, literally just made up. Just imagine someone sitting in a dark room and they're going, what do you think about this? Yeah, put that in there. Oh yeah, put that in there. That sounds salacious. Yeah, do that. And we'll get the media to say it too. The media is on our side. And these people who vote left, they don't know what hit them. That's literally what they did. And the fact that she could sit up there and lie and steal with the same lie. And she did that again to divert attention from her own scandal. The scandal that got people unalived, remember that. Let's just not remember that. And everybody covering for each other and going after someone literally who is innocent of what he's being accused of. She has the audacity to say that everything was helping him. Everything was helping you. The media was after Donald Trump. She is like, you think we don't remember what was happening? during that time. I mean, during that time, I myself was Trump deranged, but you know, God forgives, right? And I am so thankful for that. Thank you, Jesus. But let me just say this. She is a snake. She is the worst kind of snake. She literally, I think these people literally have no conscience. And I'm saying allegedly to everything in this video. I'm going to say allegedly, allegedly, she was behind this whole thing. But I know what my beliefs are, and I know what your beliefs are. This woman, I just cannot believe how awful she is. Now, we all know about Obama, and the paper trail leads directly to Obama, you know, and even before the presidential election of 2016, there's a clip she's talking about the Russians in that clip in a debate. Hillary Clinton is talking about the Russians before the 2016 election. And I am going, huh, that's interesting. I mean, it was like, I guess she was like, just in case I lose, I'll put this out there. So something was going on with that. And just to be clear, nothing showed that there was any kind of collusion with Donald Trump and Putin. Not at all. All right, so here's a letter dated July 27th, 2016. This is when this was sent. Okay, this is several months before the election. This is from Leonard Bernardo. Hi, HRC, that's Hillary Rodham Clinton, approved Julia's idea about Trump and Russia hackers hampering U.S. elections that should distract people from her own missing email. I repeat, that should distract people from her own missing email, especially if the affair goes to the Olympic level. The point is making the Russian play a U.S. domestic issue. Say something like it's telling them what to say. Say something like a critical infrastructure threat for the election to feel menaced, since both POTUS and Vice President have acknowledged the fact IC would speed up searching for evidence and is regrettably still unavailable. However, there seems to be signs GRU penetration. They appear hardly skilled, incompetent, bumbling idiots, as somebody called them, and absence of direct evidence. CrowdStrike. It says in absence of direct evidence. CrowdStrike and Threat Connect will supply the media. CrowdStrike and Threat Connect will supply the media, and GRU will hopefully carry on to give more facts. You mean more lies? And I looked up what is, CrowdStrike and Threat Connect. CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity technology company. Both of them are. CrowdStrike is known for its Falcon platform, which provides cloud native endpoint protection, threat intelligence, and proactive threat hunting. It is a leading provider in the endpoint detection and response market and offers managed detection and response services. They are designed to detect, prevent, and respond to cyber attacks, including those involving malware, ransomware, and other sophisticated threats. And then I looked up Threat Connect. It's another cybersecurity platform similar. So will Hillary Clinton actually be arrested? Arrest Hillary Clinton. Will she be arrested? Because President Trump did not want to do that. He backed up because she's the wife of a former president. He thought that that would be very bad for the country. But what would be bad for the country, in my opinion, is letting people who continue to do these things get away with them. I mean, his life was in danger. It is time to stop playing nice. It's time to stop playing nice. You can't always play nice with snakes. Okay, you cannot do that. You have to get rid of it. You have to eliminate, and I mean by the legal process is what I mean when I say eliminate. That is what I mean. I am very law-abiding individual, okay? But yes, and Barack Obama does not, I repeat, does not have presidential immunity. And I looked it up. Is there presidential immunity for treason? And the answer is no, there is no presidential immunity for treason against the United States. I'm getting this off of Grok. Treason is defined in Article 3, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution as levying war against the United States or adhering to his enemies, giving them aid and comfort. He gave our enemy Iran those pallets of cash. over $1 billion. It is a federal crime over 18 USC 2381, punishable by death or imprisonment for not less than 5 years, with a fine of at least $10,000 and a lifetime bar from holding office. The Supreme Court's ruling in Trump versus the United States in 2024 established that presidents have absolute immunity for core constitutional duties and presumptive immunity for official acts, but this immunity does not extend to unofficial or criminal acts like treason, which inherently fall outside the scope of legitimate presidential authority. That is the facts. Those are the facts. Okay, those are the facts. Hillary Clinton, arrest her. Get Barack Hussein Obama. These people knew what they were doing. They were starting to plan and put the wheels in motion before the election. This happened before. This is what really gets me. And I just find it so reprehensible that she can still sit up there and gaslight us and look us in our face and tell us things that I'm going to say allegedly are not true. I'm going to say allegedly for everything in this video to cover myself, but you guys know, how I feel about Hillary Clinton. It's my opinion. It's my opinion that she is gaslighting. She is literally looking you in the eye and telling you things that are not true. You guys tell me what you think in the comments below. And also remember that she didn't get a pardon. Her or Obama, no pardon. Tell me what you think. You guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.